Hello and welcome back to Sly 2, Band of Thieves. Let's waste no time in taking on Clockla.
Look, Sly, for once let's cut the flirty chit-chat and get down to business. I need an experienced tail gunner. Jump in and grab the gun. We've got a bird to take down.
That's not flirty chit-chat?
This is it. We are taking down Clockla. In effect, taking down Clockwork as well, once and for all. This is the final showdown, and at this point, there is no return. If there's anything you have not yet done, then you should not be going as far as I just have. And I guess I probably should have said that earlier, but you know what? Planning is for the weak-minded, or something like that, because, I don't know. There's probably some logic to that. But regardless, Clockla will be shooting out missiles towards you, and you obviously need to hit them. But, as you may have seen, or as she does right now, when she begins charging up, you see these like sound waves or whatever they are around her head. You want to shoot Clockla as much as possible. She's going to be charging up a big attack that's going to be completely impossible to avoid once she has actually shot it. That's why you need to stop her from charging it up and stop her from actually doing it. It's going to take a lot of damage, and it's just not a good thing to have to deal with. The red bullets, as you can see, take 2 hits, or bullets, I guess they're missiles, I don't know. Don't question my terminology. It's very educated or something. Of course, as always, worry about your gun overheating, but here we go. Clockla will be shooting out these rings, which will have electricity on the inside or on the outside of them. If they're on the inside, you need to shoot the rings on the sides of the rings like that to flip the electricity around and not get hit by it. Ooh, she's charging up. Thank you. Yeah, she's not gonna like that, I think is what Carmelita just said. I don't know. It's not always easy to tell when I'm babbling over her, and I'm sorry, Carmelita. I really appreciate your business in this. I really appreciate that we get to work together in this time of desperate need. There we go. These rings are no trouble. Just be careful not to hit the rings too many times so that the electricity goes back to a dangerous position. But like this, there's really not a big trouble at all. Clockla doesn't honestly stand a chance. Because, hey, hate is foolish. And love is always wise. Yes. Always a good time to enter a quote or two, you know? Because there's a lot of valuable things to get from those. She definitely tells she's getting more aggressive, giving us all these rings, but she's kind of stopped with the missiles for some reason. Oh, just as I say it. At least she stopped with the easy missiles. She is only using the slightly tricky missiles. Oh, she's charging up her thing again. I mean, I'm calling her a her, but I guess she's part male because Clockwork is male. I guess that would technically make her a hermaphrodite or something like that. I'm not really sure about that. Actually, Clockla doesn't ever refer to herself as anything other than just her name, so technically, you know. Anyway, I'm getting very sidetracked here. Oh, that's it?
Should have been a cop. That was some terrific shooting.
Sly! Oh, we've got a serious problem here. Clockla is looking mighty upset, and I think she's going to take it out on us.
I'm coming, guys. Hold on.
Instead of for some reason flying with Carmelita, we're instead going to jump this. This is an excellent place to use the feral pounce. It is a very handy move to use because it takes you super far and makes this whole thing a lot easier.
Sorry, Bentley.
Well, hey, I guess we can assume at least our gang's alive. That's great, even though they're probably not in the best condition, especially Bentley. You'll notice, by the way, that the gravity is quite different, because we're kind of just hurling through the sky now at who knows what kind of speed.
This is bad.
Very, very bad, Murray. We could probably be crashing in Paris at any moment. But we can see Clockla flying right there, holding the hideout with Bentley and Murray. We still have a chance, if we could just get over there fast enough.
I need a paper bag!
Yes, Bentley, well, so did Murray. You really can't blame anyone but yourselves for not bringing a paper bag to a place like this. I don't know, I guess maybe now is not the right time to be playing the blaming game.
My life is literally flashing before my eyes. Literally.
Is it really? Bentley, you're the intelligent one here. You should know better than to use literally, not literally.
You want a piece of me? Don't worry, there's plenty to go around.
You might have a new body, Neela, but you're still the low-down, backstabbing coward we've beaten time and time again. This won't be any different.
Be brave while you can, Cooper. I might not have the immortality born of pure hate, but I feel something, some power growing within me.
You want a piece of me? Yeah, bitch, I want a piece of you. I want your lungs, your talons, your feathers, your fucking everything that you stole from me. Because, you know what, Sly, you were actually wrong about one thing, and that is that this is in fact different from before. Maybe not for you, Neela, but for us who thought you were actually a good person, somebody who, despite different motives that don't always mix together with ours, was someone that we could trust. What's different for us is our motivations. And they are good, and they are just. Although I really could have picked a slightly more badass moment to say something like that. But that doesn't matter, because despite our flaws, we've just done it.
We did it.
Right on!
It's that emotional moment.
Die, insects, die! My hate will smash you.
Watch out. That thing's still kicking.
Lachlan mentioned something about a hate chip. It sounded like the source of her power.
If we remove it, she might stop attacking.
Then let's do a little open head surgery. I'll pry open that beak so that Bentley can go to town with his bombs.
She may still be kicking, but you know what? Kicking doesn't really help much when you don't have real feet. And also, we have lifting, which is clearly the more powerful one.
I hate you, Cooper Gang. I will find you in your sleep and I will destroy you. You will never know a moment's peace for the rest of your short, miserable lives. The Clocklock will know revenge. I am revenge. I am the Alpha and the Omega. Clocklock!
With the mouth open, Bentley will come in and perform said surgery. Simply head in. Oh well, don't maybe head in because that's going to hurt you. Leave a bomb in and destroy this thing.
I still have my hate shit. You will not defeat me, ever!
Oh really, Neela? Well, you know what? Why don't you feel what it's like to have a part stolen from you?
Let's get out of here. She's about to explode. Ah! My glasses.
What? Bentley! I'll save you!
Pick me up. I can't walk.
Come on, Sly, let's get out of here!
And there we were, at the end of the road. The Claw Gang had been defeated, and the clockwork parts lay scattered around in heaps. Yet, despite the explosion, they remained pristine. It was as if nothing could ever hurt them. Carmelita cursed herself for showing up too late to get a few shots in on Clockla. So she took it out on what was close at hand, the hate chip. And just like that, it was over. Without that core piece, that essential center of clockwork, there was nothing left. The parts aged before our eyes as if time had finally caught up with the ancient bird. How ironic that Carmelita, a police officer, would be the one to lift the curse from the Cooper family. The menace of clockwork would never again rise to threaten me or my children. True to her nature, she informed us that we were all under arrest. But one look at my gang told me that we were in no shape for a fast getaway. So I offered to go peacefully in exchange for letting my friends walk. They'd taken some bruises through all of this, but I was surprised, shocked really, to see them leave their gear behind as they walked away. Their wounds were deeper than I'd imagined. Those guys were hurting. Carmelita's old police unit soon arrived. With me in custody, her name was cleared, and she even got a well-deserved promotion. It was the least I could do. The ride to HQ started with us sitting in silence, trying to read each other's thoughts. As the reality of my capture started to sink in, she began to relax, and we got to talking. We spoke freely about our previous adventures, comparing notes and even getting in a few laughs. Then we started talking about, well, everything. Books, music, art. It was like we were on a first date. She even showed me the bottle she'd been saving for the special occasion of my arrest. My heart sank when she realized that our short flight across town had already taken 2 hours, a fact I kinda clued into after seeing the Eiffel Tower float by 17 times. She went forward to ask the pilot what was up, and it looked like my pals had left me a little going-away present before taking off. Floating away on the night breeze, I could faintly make out Carmelita's voice.
I'll find you, Cooper! I'll be seeing you soon, Ringtail.
That's it! That is Sly 2 Band of Thieves. To its fullest, except for those 2 moves we didn't buy, but don't mind those because they don't actually technically matter. Now you really see what I meant when I said that you were not going to use them. So, well, thank you for watching. And I really do quite mean it. I mean, I have noticed that I've gotten a couple of new viewers from this. And that's really cool. I really quite appreciate that. Hopefully you found something here that you really enjoyed, and that maybe even you learned about the new game that you didn't realize was really cool, in fact. Because this game really is great, it's absolutely fantastic, and I'm very glad. I've gotten a very new appreciation for playing it over again, because like with a lot of games that are this expertly crafted, there's just so much that you realize upon a repeat playthrough that you didn't notice a first time or even a second time. I didn't really expect the replay value to be this good. And I remember specifically somewhere in the beginning of the series, I mentioned specifically how I felt that this was a series that only evolved over time. How essentially I felt the first game is the weakest and the latest is the strongest. I'm having more troubles justifying that now because I kind of forgot how great this one was. I mean, wait, no animals were harmed in the creation of this game? Dude, did you see the ending? Oh, well, that's a great segue because the ending and just the whole story is one of the things that are so good about this game. Like, and I know I've gone on about this many times before already, but just the story and writing in this game is way better than it has any right being. And the way it wrapped up with this ending, it's pretty genuinely emotional. And that really comes down to just the characters being so good and so interesting and fun to be with. There's not a single character here that I dislike, and I love them all so much, and when you see things like this happening to them, it's awful! Okay, that's it. You've seen everything. You won. Go outside! That is classy. But actually, we haven't seen everything. Despite the adventure being over, we're not quite done here. And I hope to see you next time when we take a look at some extra endgame bonus stuff kinda dealies. I think it'll be interesting. Until then, thank you again very much for watching this, and I'll see you then.